This goes back a couple weeks ago, and I had service through Roadside, and the person that they sent out to me, he was telling me some jokes that would be not considered exactly something you should be doing on the job. So when I talked to GMC, they then told me that they would file a complaint. So I'm following back up on it.
Made racially driven statements before leaving the customer. And it was a joke. They actually, even though they shouldn't have, they actually put
what the joke was
in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you haven't received a phone call back. So what I could do is I could send it again and try to see what else that I could add.
My feeling is it's a matter of professionalism. GMC themselves complied not to use them as a provider until some action is taken against that employee. This has to, kind of move uphill. So if there's anything that you can add to it, that would be my question. Is GMC still using this provider? Because if they are, shame on them, especially if they have not addressed this with that employee yet.
I agree with you, and I am on your I agree with you 100%. And
I've been a supervisor, I've been a manager. I understand that certain things should fall at my feet, and so this is why if there's somebody there to speak to, they should hear it. It's not it's not for you to have to field everything.
Yes, my name is Keith.
Hi,
I'm the advisor here with the roadside assistance, and Bruce was giving me the information here. And the customer first would send you out a letter in the mail apologizing and letting you know it was addressed on our
Okay,
end.
I've really received no confirmation or anything. I called back last week. This happened 2 weeks ago, so I've called in week increments.
That they have a file, that everything has been completed on this, and then I can give you a call back if you'd like. Let you know.
But it was more that I think about my daughter, if my sister were out on the road, or there's a lot of elements and a lot of demographics that can fall victim to something like that, and not everybody may be strong enough to either shrug it off or cope with what's being said. So for that person's safety as well, and I'm not threatening anyone, but your car breaks down, you just might go through the worst morning of your life, and the last thing you need is for somebody to come along who can't help you in the first place and then tell you something crazy in the form of an off-color joke. So we've seen worse in the news, and it's really for his protection as well as other people's, and both companies, GMC and Sun State.
Absolutely. Thank you, Alfonso.
Take care. Bye-bye. If you want to see change, you have to really push for change. And sometimes that will take you out of your comfort zone. Sometimes it takes you out of your free time. But if it's worth it, then you do it. There's nothing worth having successfully in this world if everything else around you is terrible. If you can earn all the money in the world, if you have the most successful business in the world, if you're the greatest athlete, rock star, movie star in the world, none of that is worth it if there's nobody around worth sharing it with. And even though the people in our lives are worth sharing it with, society at large is what I'm talking about. So make sure that you understand the fight always has to be fought. It's like we say with with our soldiers, freedom isn't free. That onus and that responsibility lies on people in and out of camouflage. It's duty every day for everybody, and it doesn't mean that we're all soldiers in that sense, but we all do have to have a little revolutionary spirit where that kind of thing is concerned. I'm going to call Sun State now and make sure that they actually have received the complaint. Stay tuned.
This is Rob. What can I do for you?
Hi, Rob.
This happened when?
This happened on the 11th.
Of August?
Yes, sir. And I called GMC back last week. I figured I would do weekly increments to find out if there was anything that...
They haven't touched base with me or anything, or
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I figured in the best interest of all companies and parties involved, maybe it's something that can be addressed and, you know, increase the professionalism, not necessarily of the company itself, but of the employee.
No, I agree with that. I just, like I said, I didn't know that he had said something that could have been inappropriate there. Yeah, first time I heard about it.
I can definitely share it with you if you care to hear it.
Okay. No, he shouldn't have been telling it.
Right, and
he's out representing the company. He should have kept his mouth shut on something like that. Yeah.
My feeling.
Yeah, I was just saying it's not bad. It's just comical, poking fun at each other. I get that, but yeah, that's not appropriate.
Right, and
no discussion about that as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, that's, you know.
That's about to start driving and things like that. I just wouldn't want my daughter to come home upset, or say a wife, or, you know, a sister, that somebody told her something, you know, sexually offensive.
Agreed. No, yeah. You know, I'm with you there. Totally inappropriate. That's not how we want to represent our company at all.
Absolutely. I do appreciate your time. GMC may...
I'm just surprised I haven't heard anything back from them on that yet. Customer, but from the driver as well. So, but no, I can't think of any circumstance with him sharing that joke was whatsoever appropriate.
Well, I do appreciate the time, and you know, other than that, car turned out fine. You know, it's life as we know it, but the only way we all get better is to police ourselves, and so hopefully this definitely helps you guys.
Yes, sir. Don't hesitate to reach out to me.
I do appreciate your time. You have a good day.
All right. You as well.
Take care. So there you have it, guys. If you are not getting the responses to your satisfaction, if you're not getting replies, if you're not getting the feedback that you think that you're owed, take it upon yourself to continue to ask questions, to push the envelope, to break through whatever it is that's at that point. Now, that being said, this is a much lesser case, so if it were something that really needed to not have your involvement, please don't go there. But when it's in your capable hands, by all means, do the best by yourself. Don't wait for somebody else to do it for you. Hopefully this share is something that you guys can all take and move forward with, and I feel good about it. I think that it wasn't necessarily a need to call for that man to be fired. Everybody still has to earn their living and feed their families, and we're all entitled to make stupid mistakes, and we're all entitled to learn and grow from them with the premise of a second chance. I know I've had more than my share of them, so thank you to everybody who gave me that. But anyways, guys, I'm going to sign off now, get about my day, and live this life with peace, love, unity, solidarity.